let's celebrate this moment. Ding dong, the witch is dead. Joe Manchin's side deal falls by the wayside. This morning, was it this morning or was it last night?
Yesterday, he gave up. He finally said that he doesn't have the votes. And
here is, pop back up. I want to see the, pop this back up. This is the tweet. Just go back. Yeah, right there. Okay. And this is Joe Manchin tweeting out my statement on the decision to remove the comprehensive permitting reform language from the continuing resolution. Just a reminder, this was a side deal he made with Chuck Schumer to pass the so-called IRA, the Inflation Reduction Act, which was really more of like an industrial policy bill about trying to move towards green energy, and also some reforms that are very slowly going to be rolled out over the next several years in terms of prescription coverage on Medicare and capping some payments, et cetera, et cetera. Here is what he wrote. Pop that up. It is unfortunate. Hold on for a second. I need to get this. I need to get this going. It is unfortunate that members of the United States Senate are allowing politics to put the energy security of our nation at risk. The last several months, we have seen firsthand the destruction that is possible as Vladimir Putin continues to weaponize energy. A failed vote on something as critical as comprehensive permitting reform only serves to embolden leaders like Putin who wish to see America fail. For that reason, and my firmly held belief that we should never come to the brink of a government shutdown over politics, I have asked Majority Leader Schumer to remove the permitting language from the continuing resolution we will vote on this evening.
No, I broke up with you.
Next page, please, if you will, Maestro. Over the last several weeks, there has been a broad consensus on the urgent need to address our nation's flawed permitting system. Yes, very broad consensus. Everybody that Joe Manchin talks to on a regular basis.
Not enough to get 60 votes. Kind of hurts when it's on your side of the aisle, Joe Manchin.
If there was a broad consensus, it would be done.
Yeah, exactly. I thought that, the filibuster served this function, right? You should be able to get the up and down vote on this, but I guess your support for the filibuster...
I stand ready
permit that.
To work with my colleagues to move forward on this critical legislation to meet the challenges of delivering affordable, reliable energy Americans desperately need. We should never depend on other countries to supply the energy we need when we can produce it here at home. Accelerating the construction of energy infrastructure is critical to delivering that energy to the American people and our allies around the world. Inaction is not a strategy for energy independence and security. You know, actually, he raises a good point. And that is, if energy is a national security issue, and that we should never depend on other countries to supply the energy we need, we should, as part of any attempt to do any permitting reform going forward, to insist that none of these pipelines ever lead to a place where we would sell off this energy. And we should nationalize the energy grid. We should nationalize the refining capacity of this country. We should nationalize every drilling rig on American soil or water, all within the American water borders or whatever it is, how many miles we got there. All of it should be nationalized. It should be owned by the American public, and I look forward to Joe Manchin offering that legislation of the full nationalization of every bit of energy we pull out of the ground, every mechanism we have to refine it, so that we can have a national energy policy that we can dictate, and rather than to be at the mercy of foreign countries.
Vladimir Putin, you want to own Putin? Nationalize our energy grid.
Foreign countries or private enterprise that could be working with Putin for all we know.
We don't know that. Yeah.
We don't know.
Those shadowy oligarchs might be...
Manchin, your friends that might provide you with the kickbacks for this pipeline, do you know where the rest of that money's going?
If I'm Exxon, am I not going to listen to Vladimir Putin? I might. We should nationalize all of it. And that's the only way to ensure that energy, we waste none of it, and it all goes to the United States. And then we can make a decision based upon our national security values as to what we will do, how much of that energy we will extract from our country. So I think that's, I am all for that. Kudos to Joe Manchin for almost suggesting that.
And we also, here's another suggestion, Joe Manchin. If you want this permitting reform for a straight up vote and you want it to pass, perhaps you should consider ending the filibuster, and then you might be able to get a consensus on this incredibly important piece of legislation that would protect us from the evils of Vladimir Putin.
Yep.